S-Res 3 to elect Orrin G. Hatch, a senator from the state of Utah, to be President pro tempore of the Senate of the United States.
Without objection, the resolution is considered and agreed to. Do you solemnly swear that you will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that you will bear truth and allegiance to the same, that you take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that you will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which you're about to enter, so help you God? Congratulations, Mr. Chair. Congratulations.
The Senate is back to regular order, and that means we're back to work for the American people. Since the start of the 114th Congress, we've made significant progress in advancing smart legislation that aims to strengthen the American economy and improve the day-to-day lives of all of our American citizens.
I want to start off with the new environment, if you will, in the U.S. Congress. Last year, we were talking about a historic stalemate. Not a lot being done. A lot of people were arguing it was one of the most ineffective Congresses of all time, but a different feel right now.
I think the American people are starting to wake up that, my gosh, the Republicans at least are responsible when it comes to government and governing.
In terms of sheer power, Senator Orrin Hatch is one of the top members of Congress right now. He's Senate pro tem. He is also chair of the Finance Committee.
Senator Orrin Hatch's trade bill is headed to the president's desk. Late this afternoon, the U.S. Senate passed the Trade Promotion Authority, or TPA, bill by a 60-38 vote.
It has been nearly 15 years since the Congress passed a trade bill of this magnitude, and this is a big win for the American people and our economy, and it's a real reflection of what happens under regular order and a functioning Senate, true bipartisan compromise.
Utah's senior senator, Orrin Hatch, is in the middle of some significant education reforms going through the Senate.
I'm introducing a resolution proposing a constitutional amendment to require that Congress and the President handle the American people's money responsibly and balance the nation's debt and budget.
Tom, the more important thing, I think, is what's going on in Capitol Hill. These guys who are actually there, because tax reform, which, hasn't been done, since President Reagan, never been a starter. People are saying it's not going to happen. But both Paul Ryan, the chairman of the Ways and Means Committee, and Orrin Hatch, the chairman of the Finance Committee, are actually moving forward with proposals.
We got meaningful and bipartisan Medicare reforms enacted into law.
Well, Senator Orrin Hatch pushing some legislation that would repair roads and bridges, something he says is badly needed in the state of Utah.
I want to take a few minutes to talk about the current debate over the fiscal year 2016 budget. Isn't it wonderful that we have a budget that we've reported to the floor? Something we haven't had for, I think it's been the last 5 years.
Utah Senator Orrin Hatch was busy in Washington yesterday. He's working with the House of Representatives to pass a 3-month extension of the federal highway program.
President, today I'm introducing legislation to help victims of child pornography, one of society's most heinous crimes. I'm joined by 34 senators on both sides of the aisle. I hope that this legislation will soon become law. It's been a failure from day one. It's a disaster. It's going to cost us an arm and a leg, and frankly, it's not doing the job. It's no secret that I support a complete repeal of the President's health law, but a simple repeal isn't good enough. We need to replace Obamacare with health reforms that will actually work. And that's why I've joined my colleagues, Senator Burr and Chairman Upton of the House Energy and Commerce Committee in unveiling the Patient Care Act, a legislative proposal that will actually reduce the cost of health care in this country.
On the heels of the historic ruling to legalize same-sex marriage, Utah Senator Orrin Hatch is vowing to defend religious liberty. Hatch was the author of the Religious Freedom Restoration Act in the 1990s.
The rest of the world looks to us for religious freedom.
News tonight from Washington. We are getting a first look at a long-awaited Senate report on the IRS targeting scandal.
If you add it all up, it's a very partisan agency that should not be partisan at all. It should not have anything to do with partisanship.
Well, Senator Orrin Hatch wants to help teachers pay off their student loan debt.
Look at the work we're doing on the Finance Committee. So far, we're successfully reported out in our committee, on the Finance Committee, 37 bipartisan bills, producing more legislation from the committee than nearly the last 4 Congresses combined.
Welcome back. Utah's elder statesman is not happy with President Obama's plan to curb climate change. Now, he sent us a statement saying, quote, according to independent analysis, this rule could destroy hundreds of thousands of jobs and impose significantly higher utility bills on families and businesses while producing no meaningful climate benefits, according to the EPA's own model.
Senator Orrin Hatch issued this statement on the nuclear agreement, saying any deal that removes sanctions without robust means of ensuring the regime's disarmament and compliance with its international obligations is worse than no deal at all.
The people understand that this is a dangerous thing.
The Senate will vote on a bill to defund Planned Parenthood today. Senator Orrin Hatch is co-sponsoring the bill and says he plans to hold the organization accountable for reports that they sell fetal tissue.